Hi, all. Kinsey Schofield here. This was going to be a completely different video. Okay, I was going to talk to you about how great Trooping the Color was, and it was. I was going to tell you about my strategy, what I do different next year, highlights. I mean, my highlights were my prediction. It's all about Louis. What a character. I love his free spirit. He's so carefree. I think he's a kind little boy. I think he loves making other people laugh. He loves making his siblings laugh and his family laugh. I just adore him. He's such a blessing. And maybe I can elaborate on it a little bit more. But I have breaking news for you that I've just been dying to tell someone other than my grandpa, who I called immediately when I left Windsor Castle. So this morning I went to church at St. George's Chapel, and I dressed my best. I made sure that I looked as smart as I possibly could, considering the fact that I'm an American. And who walks through the door? King Charles. I was floored. I was so very happy to see him. He sat 10 seats away from me, and I can tell you this because I counted. I was like, he's so close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so he sat to my left. I sat in the choir, and I'm going to protect his privacy because he was worshiping, and I want to be respectful of that. But what I will say is how special and how important it was and how much it meant to me to worship with him, to sing the same songs and hymns. And um, I will say that he looked incredibly engaged and curious about the choir. He seemed very um, interested in the choir, but I could not believe that I was sitting in church with King Charles. It was the most magical, incredible experience in the world. And of course, and he looked great, by the way. He looked happy. He looked healthy. To me, I say this to you. I get pretty irritated when people comment on Catherine's appearance. And the reason I tell you that I felt like he looked good and strong is because we do anticipate seeing him all throughout Ascot. We saw him at Trooping the Color, which is a long, hard day in the sun. And they're not just like riding around in carriages. You have to be on. You have to be engaging with people. And it has to be very physically exhausting if I'm being, just as a visitor, just as a participant, it's exhausting. So I can't imagine what it's like to be in his position. So he goes from trooping to church in Windsor today, Order of the Garter Monday, and then we expect to see him all throughout Royal Ascot. So I tell you this because I think he's coming off as incredibly courageous. He's coming off as incredibly strong and incredibly brave. Because as much as we don't like to talk about it, he's ill, and so to see so much of him has been such a blessing. And it shows you that he has an incredible work ethic, and really that nothing can stop him. And we hear that, right? Even Queen Camilla will make some comments about how she can't wrangle him in, how he's all over the place, and how she's just so desperate to get him to settle down. But I've seen it in real life now, like back to back. Yesterday I was blessed enough to see him at Trooping the Color. And then today, he was right. He was 10 seats away from me, right there in church. To hear the same message, to sing the same songs, to pray for him while he was in the room was unbelievable. Like an experience I will never forget. It's the type of experience I would have never predicted. And that's why I love being here. There's something so magical about being in the UK, London, Windsor, whatever. I feel like I never know what's around the corner. And it barely compares, but it also, oh, barely. You'll get that in a second. It compares, but even at my hotel in London, I was talking about missing my dogs, and they showed up at my doorstep with a teddy bear, and they were like, "Here, so you could pretend that, you know." So it's like, even there are just generous, kind, sweet souls around every corner here. I know that there are a lot of headlines about lawless London. I know because I work at those stations. But for me, my personal experience has been magic. It's to me, London and the UK remains such a charming escape, especially from everything going on in LA. The people are kind, the people are sweet, they're uplifting, they're brilliant, they're so fun to talk to. And yeah, I've just been so lucky to be here. I never want to go home. I'm just gonna go jump on a dinghy, land on a beach, and go, please keep me. LA is where the apocalypse is happening right now. Can I just stay? But yeah, I church with King Charles. Never in my life did I imagine that I would be able to say that I experienced something so special. He goes and goes and goes, and I think that that's ultimately going to be his legacy, just how relentlessly he loved his job, his role. He's not in prison. He's not stuck the way that other people have described him as. I think he truly loves his life, his role, the position he inevitably made his own slowly through the process of being the Prince of Wales and navigating what that meant, defining what the Prince of Wales meant. And there, I talk about this a lot when I sit down and have deep conversations with other people that do what I do. There was a lot of uncertainty around the transition between King Charles, between Queen Elizabeth and King Charles. We weren't sure whether the general public would immediately accept him or if there would be some pushback. Like, was it the end of it all with Queen Elizabeth because she was so perfect? And it's been incredible. People love King Charles. And I think I think they know it's his hard work. I think he comes off as a very soft soul, a kind person, a peaceful person. Of course, I've seen him in church. I think that he's been very refreshing, and I pray for him, probably more than he knows. But it was so incredible to actually be in that room with him today and worshiping. Oh, I mean, how many American girls with excessive highlights can say that? Not a lot. And I know I need to tone down the highlights. They're not my favorite. I'll figure it out when I get home. But that's what I wanted to tell you. I have so many other things I can share with you. I'll put together a best of my trip. It has been a great trip. But this to me was so important that I wanted to dedicate an entire video to it. It was an incredible blessing, and I'm so thankful and thrilled that I got to experience that. Um, and I never want to go home. So there's that. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Make sure you like, subscribe, and thanks so much for watching. I'm Kinsey Schofield, live from London-ish.